and welcome back to another chapter of Hallowed Chronicles. We are missing our beautiful warlock today, but he has been feeling very sickly. So send that all positive energy his way so he can feel a little bit better. But in the meantime, we will continue and just carry his flamboyant energy through with us. Well, might as well get through our announcements today. So, we want to give a big shout out to Little Dragon Corp, which is a Canadian based dice company that has a treasure hoard of spectacular tabletop gear. You can find them on Twitter at Little Dragon Code 1 to check them out. You can also use the coupon code PROBONUS, that's PROBONUS, to get 10% off your order. We also like to shout out Cardboard Castle Games down in Georgia, who has good deals on trading card games such as Magic the Gathering and other tabletop gear. And as usual, we would like to thank Twitch and Streamlabs OBS for continuing to support gamers like us to bring you guys awesome content. Here at Proficiency Bonus, we have everything at the table to indulge in. We have homebrew games such as Hallowed Chronicles and Fabled Whispers. We have Star Wars. We have talk shows such as Mystic Hour and Unstoppable Pigeon. So if today's show gives you too much of the creepies, take a seat at our table in front of our other shows. All right. And also we're still doing that subscriber games that's coming up. We will be having subscribers like you to come in and game with us for one shots. You can play with either some people as DMs and some of our players here. And also we're doing things for our viewers as well to send in inspiration, or if you want to give out dice or gold to any one of us, you can give a natural 20 to me for the DM to kill our players. Or you can...
Why would you do that?
Excuse me?
Yeah, why would that even be an option?
You can give them a -1. Or if you take pity upon them, give them some crits to survive. But anyway.
I just don't understand.
I don't think we were informed of this.
Yeah.
Lenora has multiple twins who can replace her.
So, that way it gives you guys to interact with us and also be part of the story instead of just being an absent-minded viewer. So, with that said, let's get on with our opening, and we'll be right back.
We're a mess.
We are a mess. We a mess, DJ Colleague voice. But we are back.
Wow.
We are back. And so let me just get through a recap of what had happened since last episode. Well, last chapter, our party was on their way to the capital city of Morvaria, Moriette, to stand witness for the trial of William Watson and his conspirators on the death of Moira Wright and the events that happened in Deadwood. It was a very long and tiring journey where they had to enter the Ravenwood, the outskirts of Moriette, where something interesting and surprising happened, where two of our party members, Vaughn and Delight, were transported to a very dark and desolate place surrounded in shadow. Because of their divine powers from their gods, they were able to transport back, but they were able to find themselves still surrounded by their companions who looked at them as if they were brain dead. For another couple of hours, they were lost in this strange forest where their leader, who were transporting the prisoners and also guiding them, guard captain Gregor Alham of Deadwood, had noticed that he was in this forest many times. He made this trek multiple times, and yet he could not be able to find his way out until after some guidance from the local trees, it may be, that showed them a path out. They thus was allowed to exit the forest, leaving behind a very sickly feeling from Delight and Vaughn. But they entered the capital proper, and as such, the prisoners were handed off to the local prison of the city and awaiting trial. Our party did split up a little bit, for Vaughn is a native to the capital city of Moriette and decided to venture off back to his temple, whereas the others had gone and decided to follow each the guard captain to the Candlelight Sanctum, where awaited them was Representative Aurelius, who is basically handling the proper paperwork for the trial, and as such, deemed them that notified you guys of the time, which will be at 10, I believe, 10 in the morning the next day. But with that settled, you guys did find yourselves some lodgings for the night. Coriander, who has used his position as a member of the Sabin Council, is actually been given much proper lodgings for diplomats and for other representatives of different countries, where the rest of you had went down to a more basic and simple inn. Idris had ventured off from the party to explore the grounds of the Morvarian Academy, the institution for all things arcane and knowledge. But we will pick up where Delight, Lenora, and Nicole, the daughter of William Watson, have entered the inn. And that is where we are picking up. So, what would you guys like to do?
We just got our rooms, right?
Yep.
Nicole said that she had stuff she wanted to check out, so Delight has absolutely no idea about anything about this place, so he'll kind of follow her lead if she's like gonna go anywhere. He doesn't have anywhere to be.
Okay. What about you, Lenora?
I would like to join.
All right.
The merrier.
As I I don't know what this place is.
Okay. Let me transfer y'all back over to this.
Oh.
I love that the sound refused to play.
Random question.
Yes.
Am I still the only? Well, me and Idris, are we still the only two people who have our blood in this book?
Yes.
I
You
believe so.
guys are.
That'll be a conversation tonight.
It should be.
Because I thought we took care of that a while ago, but I realized
No, you did not.
I'm the only one that's been writing in the book. So
It would be fascinating to have Delight's point of view only.
it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Today there were some kids and it was raining.
I watched a leaf tumbled through the ground, through the sky.
Bruh, it really is just retelling a lot of stuff that's that your friend is going through.
Yeah, it's effectively just right now. It's just stuff that's happened from Delight's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My cat is deciding she is loud.
Okay.
I must be heard.
Meow.
It
Meow.
Now what you guys noticed that for you, Delight, and also Lenora as well. Actually, all of you, except for Coriander, because Coriander is, at the moment is not here. That this is a much busier place than Deadwood. Even that the sun has beginning to set a little. It's almost like around like 3 o'clock. It's still pretty busy. People are moving about. They're you see different shapes of people that are moving about and are just going about their daily lives. You see children running through the streets. It's actually almost overwhelming. But you guys are in the Mosaic ward.
Delight hates it.
Yeah. I'm
Too
pretty
much
sure.
happening, but he's holding it in as best he can.
Okay. Any specific places would you like to go? You have the day to yourselves.
I guess.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah. So we can all go together, but I guess wherever piques interest, there's nothing Delight wants to go see at the moment. So,
Okay.
like, if there's something Nicole wants to go see or something Lenora sees that she wants to go do, that's fine. I'll tag along.
Okay. Nicole would like to just. This is the first time she actually been in a city. At that, Deadwood is a much smaller and industrialized town, but nowhere as busy and nowhere as large and lit up as Moriette. Sorry, the ambiance was really loud.
Mm.
But Nicole will say that she did want it to take her mind off of a couple of things, especially with the trial upcoming. But she decides to just literally go through different shops. She basically want to be a tourist at this point. So you guys do experience the Mosaic Ward for quite some time as she kind of just walks about a little lost, but still enjoying the sights and the sounds of the big city. Vaughn, You had arrived back at your temple, and uh, you being part of the Temple of Arathis, you decided your temple is much larger than the rest, and yours is actually settled in the Candlelight Sanctum. So you decided, even though
Mhm.
you had split off from the group, you decided to take a long way to just kind of separate yourself, and you arrive at literally the temple shrouded in gold. You do see some of the acolytes out
Is this
front.
normal?
Yeah, this is this is
Okay,
normal.
okay,
The acolytes are out front
okay.
tending to the garden.
Uh, Now who would be, I don't know, who would be like my head priest or priestess, or who would I be reporting to?
Well,
Um,
let me look at my notes real quick.
'Cause I would probably head over there to try and report my findings and tell them what's going on.
Okay, give me a second. Let me look at my notes. Political figures.
Not politics. We've had enough of that in the real world. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Too real.
Too real.
Too
I'm weak in the
real.
campaign.
What's her name? I gotta scroll through a lot of people. Sorry. I have a lot of
When
NPCs.
happens when you world build.
Yeah.
I want to find the worst possible one and befriend them.
That is fine.
It's okay. We'll still manage to find the one characters he didn't plan for.
Yeah, I'll just have to make up a name.
Is there a sewer man?
Somehow become attached to character, even though he has nothing to do with the story. Just why?
It's the D&D experience.
All right.
This goblin's name is Nook Nook. I love
No.
him.
No, I hate it. I hate it. Oh. Yes, I found her. She was in the midst of a lot of other stuff. So you are reporting to High Priestess Vanessa Som.
High Priestess Vanessa Psalm. So I go in, I stroll in.
Okay. As you enter, the smell of incense waft past your nose. The Temple of Arathis itself, you used to this, but is when you first enter, is a wide open chamber with pews that are cushioned with blue pillows. Uh,
Mm,
there's stained glass windows that cast like an array of colors against the wooden floors. At the head of it, you do see other. It is currently not in service at the moment, but there are acolytes busy in there, adorned in white and gold robes that are. Some are cleaning, some are just attending to the sculptures, the figurines that are kind of laid out. Uh,
mm,
and one of them looks up at you and they smile. You see just a young woman with black hair that's kind of tied in pigtails, freckles against her peach face, and green eyes, and she smiles at you. Master Vaughn.
yes. Who is this person?
this
Who are
Who
you?
is this person? I have no idea.
this is a
Yes, who are
acolyte
you?
let's just call her acolyte. Shit, Abby.
Okay, Acolyte Abby. I am writing the name down because she is completely important.
Uh,
Uh, Acolyte Abby, how do
mm,
you do today?
I'm. I fare well, thank you. I'm surprised to see you back so soon. We haven't seen you in a while, but I'm glad you made it back safe.
Yes, I am too. Is High Priestess Vanessa around?
Yes, she's actually in her office. I believe you can go back there.
Okay, thank you. And blessings from Arathis to you.
And
And
on
I
to
give a
you.
bow and I head on my way.
All right. You go off into the far corner. A door that leads into a hallway. Uh, that's separate from the main chamber where they give service. And as you walk, you do notice that it is a little busy, which is pretty normal. A lot of you see some of patrons that are kind of speaking with different acolytes, or you do see a couple of other clerics. You notice them because they also are adorned in armor. Um,
Mhm.
but as you come to this one door, this far back office, you know that to be for the high priestess, and you do as you peer into the room. It's a very simple room, with just a simple bed of what is those things called? Basin, wash basin. Thank you. Wash basin and a couple of lights that are set up, and you see her kneeling. You see this tall, actually this very tall woman that stands at least 6'8". Uh,
I love
even
this.
even kneeling
God
down,
damn.
her hair,
Moira
her
sneers at Mickey Mouse.
Is
her
she
scalp is
human?
shaven. Her scalp shaven. Uh, very alabaster toned skin and broad shoulders, and she is kneeling before you see a small figure of Arathis.
Is she human?
No, she is a Goliath.
Okay, I was about to say Jesus. That's one big human.
No, she is a Goliath.
Uh, I do not interrupt her in her prayer. I will probably go beside her and join in the prayer and start
Okay.
just muttering silently.
All right.
Yes.
Uh, y'all stay like this for at least a minute or so before she stops without even opening her eyes. Welcome back, Vaughn.
Good to be back, High Priestess Vanessa.
And she opens her eyes. You see a striking blue against the alabaster skin. And she looks at you and she smiles, a very soft smile. And you notice you have very fond memories of her since she did basically raise you. She gives you that same smile of just a mother would when they see their children come back. And she stands up.
I attack her.
Oh,
Oh!
Good night, everybody.
And that
the
is the
opposite
last
of
you
the
seen of
Oedipus
Vaughn.
Yeah, that is the last you see of Vaughn ever. Um, but she
No,
raises to her feet and she helps you up.
I was about to say yes. I stand up with her help and I say, well, I would like to tell you about the my adventures, my investigation of the town of Deadwood. Seems they were
Yes,
plagued by a revenant of some sort.
a
Right? Did
revenant.
we figure that out?
Yeah, you did figure that out.
Yeah. Uh, yes. What was geez, I'm blanking out her name. It was so long ago. What was the name of the revenant?
Moira Wright.
Moira.
Moira. Her name Moira Wright. Apparently, she was angry because her daughter was captured and uh, not captured, but basically forced into a loveless marriage, kidnapped, I guess would be the best word, and that caused the daughter to commit suicide, which then caused her to become angry enough to become a revenant. But I explained to her in more details like what happened and
Mm-hmm.
how their granddaughter is now with us and the father is being put on trial and the trial's tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or
Tomorrow.
yeah, something like that. So I kind of like put in all these details of
Mm-hmm.
just explaining what happened.
And she nods, and as you explain about the revenue, you see a sense of sadness upon her face. But she nods and says, well, I'm glad that the spirit found peace. And
Yes,
we
we
have,
all
I did have heard a word of a trial that's happening. One of our own is going to stand uh, that in aid. Speaking of which, uh, do you have any of this Moira's remains?
no, she her and her remains did vanish, right? And they kind of got like absorbed into the child, if
You
I
never saw
remember.
her
Like her spirit
remains.
went
Yeah,
away.
her spirit, but
Oh,
not
okay,
her.
we never
You
saw
do
her remains.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, you never found her remains.
Okay, yeah, we never found her remains, but her spirit has definitely went into a better place. That is for sure.
Hmm. It's a pity that we do not have her remains. We could have at least used that as testimony. But I will relay this information back to Representative Reyes. They would like to know.
Mm. Yes, indeed. We were all. I do tell him about the party members that I met and how they did help in this. They are around somewhere in the city. I'm sure they'll be there also there at the trial.
Understandable. Do you mention about your undead members, or do you just leave that out?
Did I remember? I can't remember if we did confirm whether Lenora is undead. Do I know that for sure?
I feel like you did. I know it was Idris
Okay.
and Lenore. They both said they were dead, and they came like, "Oh, you too." Um,
Yeah, it was like
Mm,
around this.
Hey.
It was like, ah,
yeah, it was a while ago, but y'all did.
It was before the trip. It was like around
Yeah,
the time when I talked to
yeah.
Steven, and then it's like I'm undead. I'm undead, and everybody's like, wait, what?
yeah. Both you
Uh,
know that both of them are undead.
mm.
You don't know
So
what
I do
form
say
they are, but they're undead.
now. I do ask her, and I say, "Well, what do you know about revenants or intelligent undead? Surely not all of them are evil." I ask.
She goes and sit on her bed for a second, and you see that the bed kind of sinks in a little bit as she uh sits down, and she folds her hand in front of her and on her lap.
She thick.
You are a sinful man.
Look, this is the player, ain't the character. This is the, this is the
Oh,
player. Player
sinful,
talking.
sinful man. She sits her hands on her lap, and she closes her eyes for a moment, breathes. Undead are not naturally evil. It depends on their death. That some were evil in their past lives, and that evil and hatred transpired and transferred over to their afterlife. but most of them are mainly just lost. However, it is our duty to help guide them to the best of our ability. But they are a natural part of our
Then
world.
then I do have another mission. Two of our members, the ranger and the magic user, Idris uh, and Lenora, they claim to be undead themselves, and I did sense that on them earlier. Um, I think it is probably my mission to guide them to the light and the afterlife. This is probably why I met them in the first place. Maybe it is a trial from Arathis himself.
It could be. Could be. Arathis usually believes that all of us can find a way to become civilized and expand our worth.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
They did
this.
help a lot.
You said Lenora and Idris. They are the undead.
Yes.
Well, I'm very surprised uh, that you did not strike them down immediately. But
Rude.
but if you believe that you can help them find peace and as they move on, then I leave that up to you, Vaughn. That is your decision.
Thank you for your confidence and trust.
Of course. You've earned it.
Now, is Maze around?
Maze, I believe I believe they went out on a mission recently.
Oh, pity. I was hoping to see her.
Yes.
Oh well.
She did say that she will be back soon and hopefully she'll arrive when you're still here.
Mm. Yes, it does depend on how long this trial takes. I believe usually they're long.
It depends. If this is with the remains, without the remains, it may be a little bit more of persuading the representative and also the emperor himself, specifically since this is a matter of state. Uh,
Mm,
However, if we had this Moira's remains, we could have used her spirit to give testimony.
mm,
But as such, it is up to you and your party and to support the evidence that you found and also the other witnesses.
of course.
I believe that this
Well, I
trial
shall
may
be
be
off.
interesting, to say the least.
Oh, oh yes, for without a doubt. Oh, one more thing. Before I leave, we have again another party member. His name is Delight. He
Yes,
claims to be a child of Titania. Would you happen to know anything about that? Any insights on that?
that's not a very good roll. Uh, Titania. I believe that is a Fey goddess, I think. One of the. I personally do not know much about her. However, I do know that many of elven folk worship her. Hmm. And you say that this delight is a child of Titania?
And that's what he believes. He's
Is
clearly a tiefling, but he thinks he's a satyr or a satyr. I said satire. Satyr.
interesting. Well, I know that tieflings are usually of infernal blood, but maybe some
Mm,
tieflings and the mixing of blood is very interesting and very complicated from time to time. I wouldn't. Did he experience any form of these any abnormal powers?
well, he's much like the paladins uh, in our clergy. Does have some type of divine power, probably from Titania. But other than that, same old.
Hmm. But if he has divine blood, even if he's a tiefling, which is interesting, if he has divine blood, did you hear a song from
Um,
him?
Not that I remember. I mean, no, you're talking about my song. Sorry. No, I did not hear a song.
Hmm. Well, you know that you are able of other creatures of divine blood can at least sense the other. I'm not quite
Exactly.
sure
Which is
about
why.
this tiefling.
Right. I
I
just wondered if it was different for Faye.
That is something I need to look into. But maybe you should keep an eye on him.
Don't keep
Yes,
an
that
eye
would
on.
that
Sorry.
would prove most difficult.
Sorry.
uh, again, my memory seems to be escaping me. It has been a long journey, but right before we got here, on through the dead wood, right?
Ravenwood.
We passed through. Oh, the Ravenwood,
Hmm.
Ravenwood. We had an encounter with some of the entities that reside in the forest. Me and Delight actually were teleported or maybe sent some type of illusion. I do not know, but we were attacked by the shadow beasts. Of course, I used my power to ward them off, and Delight did help with his access to divine magic, but it was unsettling to say the least.
Can you describe this place?
I shall, but I do not remember as a player. It was, I know there was like these shadowy creatures that were like in the sky that were trying to come down to us.
Hmm.
And I can't remember what the plane was, like what the actual land
It
layout
the
is.
land had looked dark and as if it was soot.
Right, right.
It
Yeah,
was
it was,
dusty. The wind was strong, very dark and covered in shadow.
right, right,
Did we lose
right. Oh,
Coriander?
I think we did. He'll be back, I'm sure. Oh, there
Yes.
he is. You know what? I probably should have rolled an Arcana check to see if we were
Hmm.
somewhere. I don't think I did roll an
You
Arcana check
can
to see where
roll
we
an
were.
Arcana check now if you
Okay.
wish.
Should I do? Let me see. Which
I
one's
think
better
you
for me?
did. I think I
Did I?
had one of you guys either
I
roll
can't
a
remember.
religion or arcana. One of them. I think I did.
Yeah, I got nothing from.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember whether we
Mm,
did or not. I'm just gonna say we did, and we just didn't know what it was based on our rolls.
okay. Um, but as you are describing this, you see her body becomes rigid, and she says, "Well, I'm glad you returned safely. That there has been other circumstances where some adventurers have gone missing in the Ravenwood. Some travelers, some merchant as well. And we all knew that the Ravenwood is very easy to get lost in. However, there is something else. There is this. A couple of other clerics and I, from the other temples, have ventured into the Ravenwood, and we had detect. We had detected another sense within the forest.
Mm,
It seemed as if. Now, we all know that this land is. The land of Ymeri is very close to more of the darker plains. And that there is some. There's always been a sense of darkness and wrongness with this land.
mm,
But the Ravenwood, we believe that they may. When one of us did venture to the same place that you have ventured to. They they believe that it was the almost of a shadow plane or it could be abyssal. We're not quite sure. But we believe that some of these other planes are leaking into Umeria. We're not quite
mm,
certain if it's just the Ravenwood or any other places, but we're investigating it. And I'm glad that you and your friend came back because some others did not. Their
mm,
bodies are still intact, however, but it's as if their soul or their mind
mm,
is just gone.
mm. Yes, something like that happened to us as well, but we were able to escape, thankfully. Strange times, strange times.
Yes. Please be careful.
I shall. Will Torrent be joining us at the trial?
I believe so. I believe actually, yes, I believe so. I believe I am the one that put him to be the one of the representatives.
A massive eye roll crosses my face, and I say, "Mm, okay, I guess it can't be helped."
He is also very good. He is a skilled man of the cloth. And it wouldn't be the first time he stand trial.
Mm. Yes, yes. Well, I shall be off and preparing myself for tomorrow.
Enjoy yourself.
I bid you adieu.
And she nods.
I begin to walk out and just looking in my temple. Maybe go to my quarters,
Mm-hmm.
see if everything's still intact.
Everything is just as you left it.
Hmm. I'll just shuffle some stuff around, put some stuff away, maybe write in my journal a little bit just to recount what happened and the conversation with Vanessa. Uh, and then I wonder out loud, oh, snaps. We didn't establish a meeting place after this. If it's scene cuts.
Fine. Fine.
Coriander, what are you doing? You have I forgot the name of the inn, but
The
you
marble kiss.
thank you. The Marble Kiss. Thank you so much.
Mm,
You
Somebody.
have arrived there and have gotten a room actually for free once you sold them the letter. And your quarters are immaculate. There is a four-poster bed. It's clean. You have your own tub area. A fireplace is going. A writing desk as well, and you have these white curtains that are closed shut at the moment, but you have a view of the Candlelight Sanctum once you the pull back the curtains.
Well, right now I am poor, so I'm probably gonna head out and like go to like the Mosaic District and like offer prayers for money. I want to hold service.
You want to hear
Oh God!
service? Okay.
In the middle of the street.
Okay. As you do so, you made your way to the Mosaic Ward, and you sat up and began to offer your services to some of the passersby. But as you doing so, 1 second. Let me go back to my other stuff. I have so many documents,
So many tabs.
so many tabs right now. Okay, you see two figures adorned in steel armor with elegantly made black sashes across their chest piece, and they walk up to you. Excuse me, sir.
Oh yes, can I help you?
Do you have sanction to give off services?
No, he does not.
I didn't know that I needed to be sanctioned to do that out in the city.
Yes, only sanctioned gods in their temples are able to do proclamations and offer their services.
I see. Then do you know by chance where a temple of Primus might be?
The one you're talking to, you can't really see their face because they're adorned with helmets, but another speaks up. Primus, I don't believe he's actually one of the sanctioned gods here. But there is a temple of Arathis not too far.
Then do you know who I could talk to get him sanctioned in this area?
Oh, I believe you must speak to Representative. Let me look. Again, more people.
NPC list.
Yeah,
Just have it all there.
yeah, you are. Okay, let me look. It's in the religion tag. You're looking for Sir Mavis Tim.
Do you by chance so I can find Sir Mavis Tim?
You can find him in the Candlelight Sanctum.
I head over to the Candlelight Sanctum and I thank him and I say, "Blessings of Primus upon you."
They look at each other and just nod and move on. But you head to the Candlelight Sanctum.
I start asking around to see if I can find Mavis Tim.
Yeah, once you head back in, you see the same orc receptionist, and she looks up at you. Oh, Sir Coriander, may I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a Sir Mavis Tim.
Representative Mavis. Currently he is in a meeting. May I schedule an appointment?
Oh yes, of course.
What time would you like to see him? He's free after... She checks her books. After 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
We can do 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow after that time, yes.
Okay. And she scribbles your name in the book. And what is it that you wish to see him about?
I'm looking to get my god sanctioned within this town.
Okay. And who is this god?
Yep, Primus.
Understandable. And she writes it down. And she closes the book. Is that all?
Yes, that'll be all for now. Thank you.
Have a good day, Mr. Sage.
You too.
Alright. You now have a meeting with another representative, Mavis Tim.
I'm
Absolutely
gonna bring
not.
a good religion to this town. I'm gonna bring the true religion. The temple's gonna be right next to yours.
RPG.
I disapprove.
Oh.
I disapprove of
I'm
everything.
down for the
Why
whole-
did you let him do this?
What if it was
100%.
like a really evil god or something that he was trying to bring?
That's a
They
thing.
just do no research.
That's
I-
a thing.
Do
I-
no research.
I actually know nothing about Primus. So.
Not many people do here. So
Wait,
you
he's
fit
the-
in.
Is that the Modron god?
Yes, that's the Mojo.
Okay, so I kind of know a little bit then. But
Mhm.
Delight knows Bubkiss.
You should see
Minority
about getting your mom a
looks
temple here.
god.
She doesn't want it.
Absolutely not. No, they did it.
Excuse me? Rude. Now I'm gonna do it out of spite. No.
Wow.
Okay, is there a dog barking or is that just the
No, there is a
Ambiance.
dog. There is a dog barking in the ambiance.
Oh, it's in the okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought I was going absolutely insane.
No, there's a lot of
like-
stuff going on.
Okay. That's totally fine. It was that's fine. It was just like, am I just hearing dogs now?
What's going on?
The ambiance.
But
Yeah.
anything else anyone would like to do for today, or we can move on to the next day?
As we're wandering around, are there any
no, we
like
can-
stalls or anything?
Who? Nicole?
Yeah, like we're all wandering around the mosaic world.
Yeah.
Are there like shopping stalls or
Yes,
anything like
there's plenty of merchant stores. You see that Nicole does take you to, like, there's one store that is full of knickknacks. It's just literally like a tourist trap. It's
Okay.
just different knickknacks, little baubles. She stops at that one. She picks up at least a couple of things from there.
Okay. Is there anything that catches my eye as I'm wandering? Or is it just
It depends on what you're looking for. What will catch your eye?
a giant sword? No.
Jesus.
What would catch his eye? Honestly, if it was like flashy, like
Very flashy.
jewelry of some kind. Yeah, something
Lights
Yeah.
and music and spinning.
yes, something flashy.
It's not flashy. Just roll me investigation as you're just wandering about.
Okay. Investigation. I believe I'm bad at that. Yes, I am. But it's a +0, so
That's
I actually rolled an 18 on the die. So
Okay. Okay. You do find one shop. You see the storefront is a big window that as you walk by you see different jewels and different necklaces, and out front there is a There's a figure. There is a figure
Go
with.
on.
Um,
Go on.
I love how y'all was just like, what figure? Oh god. I have so many NPCs. Why y'all do this to me? Y'all just going through the list.
What?
We're testing your abilities.
Stop testing me.
Hey, we haven't gotten to the food yet, so
Y'all haven't.
that's it's real hard.
You do see a red dragonborn.
Okay.
His tail kind of wags back and forth, and he is adorned in jewels. You see a couple of rubies. You see diamond rings on his fingers. And he is just gesturing out to the crowd. Come on, come all, come see the lovely dragon horde. Jewels, you want a priceless jewel for the necklace to adorn your lovely neck. Come here. If you want that flower pin to put on your lapel, come here. I have it. We have all. And he is just bolstering and gesturing out to the entire crowd.
Delight is just like imagine just walking with everybody and then just beelines right over.
And as he sees you come over, you see he just a very bright grin of very sharp teeth, and he smiles.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Gentleman. What can I do for you? Would you like something to adorn those beautiful horns?
Who are you talking to?
You, sir, my lovely boots friend.
Oh. No. I like my horns the way they are. I'm fine. It's a lot of pretty stuff here.
Oh, yes, we have many, many pretty things. Anything to adorn your visage or something for your lovely lady friends over there.
I look over at that. And I'm just like,
I stand behind Nicole, trying to hide.
Nicole is just like, she kind of like, oh, this guy's a lot.
Delight is like drawn into this whole thing. It's like, I don't know. What do you have? And he's like looking through. Is it like a shop I have to walk into? Or
yes.
Is it
there is a door.
Okay.
I am not going in there.
But as you say,
Delight-
what do you have? He comes and places a hand on your shoulder. Well, come in and follow me. I can show you everything. Come.
Are you coming? And I turn around and look at Nicole.
Sure.
Moira.
I'll come in.
Lenore, come on.
God. Okay.
And as you walk in, you hear the sound of chimes above your head, and you see different other patrons. And you do notice that they are indeed, some are of higher folk. You see that they are dressed a little bit more extravagant, while some are simpler,
Am I still
looking at
covered
the
in
shelves. Oh my god, what? Are you covered in blood?
Am I still covered in blood?
No.
No, I would imagine you fixed that by now.
Yeah, like Nicole,
know.
like before y'all left, Nicole was
just
like,
remembered.
yeah, you are clean. You are clean.
Okay.
Nicole would not have you running outside covered in blood.
I forgot that happened. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot. I honestly forgot, and I was like, wait. Okay. Thank God. I was like, hold up, that whole entire thing would change. I was like, no, you get clean.
Everybody would just be screaming.
No, you are cleaned up. But he gestures out to the entire interior, and you get the sense. You smell like lavender that passed your nose. But it is gaudy. You see so many shiny things.
He'll just kind of like look around and just be like, "What's this? Like, oh god, what's this?" And then just kind of
Well, this
child at the door, like running around.
He picks up one jewel, and he says, "This is the jewel of Trium." I found this traveling the seas, and it sparked so brightly that it blinded all of the sailors. We just had to investigate. And from the hand of a merfolk was this pearl. And she granted us this pearl for us as she was just mesmerizing. This will cost a pretty penny, but it will look lovely.
Oh, he'll pull out like he'll look into his thing. He'll pull out like a copper piece and then just start like polishing it, like pulling part of his bag.
It's pretty now.
Nicole.
Here you go.
Nicole kind of steps up and the hand from a merfolk. Why, yes, dear. I don't think we need that. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, let me show you something else. And he kind of goes throughout listing a lot of different things that are very extravagant ventures that he found from going through the Dragon's Maw and Glaciamore, or he found in the Withering Sands. He just literally pumps it up. And throughout this entire
well-traveled man he has ever
yes,
met, and he is.
you think he is literally the explorer of the world. Oh no, he got so excited he backed out.
The shopkeep killed him.
The shopkeep said, I'll give you money.
Delight just blinks out of existence.
Just blinked out. He's like, oh. But this entire time, Nicole is just like, like, she's just calling it. Every time he says something, she's just like, that seems fake, but okay.
Well, okay. You boo.
Lenora's just like staring, like blank face. Just
okay. Sorry, guys.
Why?
I got a nat 1, so Delight has absolutely zero idea that you guys are uncomfortable. I'm rolling to see how aware of himself Delight is.
Bruh. What are you looking for?
Is there anything that kind of like catches like is there any like do I get any feeling of like magical anything in here, or is it literally just a bunch of gems?
Do you have detect magic?
Do I have detect magic? That's a grand question. I'm gonna say I don't, because I probably don't. I do. Oh, I have Zone of Truth. That would just be fun.
Ooh. Yikes.
I don't have detect magic, no. So I guess I can't really get any feeling of.
Okay. He says that some things, if you're asking for magical things, he does say that some items do have magic.
Mm-hmm. I'll kind of look at Nicole and Lenora and kind of see that they're not doing too hot. And it's just like, is there anything you guys want?
She looks
Absolutely
around and let me see. Let me roll for her. Oh shit, I dropped my die.
No, not my die.
You see her stop at this pen. Oh, excuse me. It's like a lily where there's specks of diamonds that are kind of sitting on the stems as it opens up. But as she's staring at it, and as the proprietor comes over and begins talking to her about it, she just focuses on it for a moment. And then she kind of picks it up and kind of puts it to the light.
Oh no.
No, I'm fine. And she just sits it back down.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, She looks at the proprietor and just kind of like gives him like a raised eyebrow. Yeah, everything's fine.
Huh. Um. This might actually. Oh, you know what? No, this is totally in line with Delight
Okay.
being from where he's from. He's gonna look around, recognizing their uncomfortableness, both of them,
Mm.
and just kind of be like, so where were you saying all of this stuff kind of came from? And I am gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. Does he have to make a save?
Let me see.
Or is it just a thing?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Alright.
So you can see it too.
Cool. 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point. Until the spring, the creature that enters the spell's area must make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
Gotta beat a 14, I think. 15.
15?
Yeah.
Alright. As you ask this, he begins to speak. And he says, oh, one of them, some of them is from an old flame. And as he says that, he's like, I meant to say
an old flame? Like,
yeah.
like a fire pit?
Like a fire?
No. And you see that of his lips, he's about to say yes, but then he just said no.
Delight is actually
This is
just starts
wild.
smiling to himself.
And Nicole is like chuckling in the back. And then he continues to answer your question. And a lot of them are fake.
Oh.
Not fake as in fake, but fake. I'm sorry, the store is closed.
But that's not true. There's people in it.
And he's like, as he goes out, he said, I'm closing. And he said, everyone out, please. Thank you for your patronage. And you see that some of the patrons are just like, I didn't make my purchase yet. No, come back tomorrow. And just literally pushes everyone out.
Speaking of which, I think Lenora and Nicole, and technically I have to make that charisma saving throw.
Yeah, if y'all are in the range, yeah. Oh God, Nicole. Oh jeez.
I don't have charisma.
Nicole has charisma, but this is bad. That is so funny. I was rolling so good for her the entire time, and this happens.
I got a 9.
Let me pull her up again. NPCs. Nicole Watson.
Yeah, Delight made it.
Yeah, even
16.
with that +3, that's only a 9 as well.
Oops. I forgot that it didn't discriminate.
Yeah, is anyone in that radius?
But we're being pushed out, right?
Yeah, y'all getting pushed out.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so are we still in the radius then?
No, you're out of the radius.
Okay. All right. No damage was done.
No damage was done. No one asked specific questions, so that's good.
So as soon as we're
wild.
pushed out, Julius is kind of like, that was fun.
Sure.
He was nice.
He was nice, but he was also a crook.
Mm-hmm. I kind of figured. That's why I made him tell the truth.
That was fun. And you guys continue wandering the streets in search of ruining another proprietor's day.
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything specific. Delight's just kind of gonna wander around then. So unless Aaron and Lenora, if you want to do something, then by all means, please.
I'm afraid of where you're going to take me, but I also don't want to be alone.
Oh man. Let me pull this up. Alright.
So if there's nowhere else to go, then I guess we can skip the day.
Alright. You guys settle in.
Oh, we have to find Vaughn.
You do have to find Vaughn.
That is true.
Yeah. That is the thing.
And Idris. Wait, where's Idris?
Yeah, Idris had dipped for
Oh,
a
I thought
moment.
Idris was with you guys.
No, he had separated to visit the Morvarian Academy.
Oh,
Okay.
like kind of my.
It's easy.
Okay.
Once we're back at the hotel, though, I will try to corner Lenora and show her the book.
Okay. Lenora, you see that Delight pulls out this very tightly leather-bound book.
Now this is the one from.
Mm-hmm.
From
This
Moira.
is
Yep. It's a leather-bound journal with thin, scratchy paper and a peacock feathered quill. And what do you say?
yes.
So I show it to Lenore, and I'm just like, okay, so we've had this for a while, and he just put my blood in it.
Sounds
What?
healthy.
Yeah, and now I can write in it and read in it. And I told the book that it needs to be not just me, and it's waiting for you guys.
That it's not just. It's waiting to hear from us.
Mm-hmm. So I need your blood.
What have you been writing in it?
Mm-hmm. A lot of times it just writes what I'm thinking.
I see.
If I'm this is out of game. If I'm remembering that correctly, it kind of writes on its own. Like we can physically write in it, but it does technically write on its own.
Yeah, it technically does write on its own.
Okay. Yeah, so it kind of just chronicles what we're doing. You know, the Hallowed Chronicles.
And Lenora thinks about it for a minute and realizes then
Damn.
that everything in it is from Delight's point of view.
As you open the book, you cannot see it. You do not see any writing.
Okay. So you said that you've been writing, or the book's been writing, but there's nothing in here.
Yeah, it's right there, and I'll point at a page.
You, Delight, can see literally anything that happened in the past couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
wait.
get this book?
Yeah.
No, I've seen the book before. Never mind.
Yeah, y'all all seen the book before.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you get it from that store?
Yes. So I need your blood.
I don't know if I should be putting my blood in a weird book.
Well, it's just to help everybody. That way you can write stuff and tell your story. Because who lives and who dies and who tells your story if you're not alive?
Damn it.
Oh no, theater kids coming out. The theater kids.
Okay, I'm curious then.
Okay.
Uh,
So
And I do want to see what's in the book.
okay, Delight. You know, as she extend her hands to you, you do see that the quill itself, the very tip of the quill, is very sharp.
I stab her with no.
He gently takes my hand and then he's just like
Right through the palm.
Yikes.
I will take the quill and I will prick the finger.
Okay. As you prick her finger, Lenora, it's a small prick. It actually hurts a little bit, but it just stings for just a second before you see your blood kind of soaks up into the quill, and the pin itself turns blood red. The blood is not
the
even
first
dripping.
thing I think of. It just is what the fuck. Does that go in the book?
Not yet. Delight, as you
Damn it.
take the pen and you
Mhm.
dip onto the page, it asks, "Who is this?"
Part of the Hallowed. One of the Hallowed.
Okay. It draws into the blood. The blood draws into the book. And it does. What is the first thing on your mind, Lenora?
What the fuck?
It comes up, what the fuck?
Yes.
Now
And
you can read
I'm
it.
just watching it, and yeah, could I see what he's written now?
Yes, you can actually see it. Give me a second. Let me go back to the game real quick. Oh, jeez. I have so many tabs open. This is what happens. Let me see.
By the way, I've already called the
Jeez.
color blue, so anything written in blue is Delight.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. It's can be edited by Aaron now.
Yay.
See changes.
I think technically, Eli can.
Yeah, Idris
edit.
is in here. It's just he haven't
He doesn't
wrote
put anything in
anything. Yeah, he just haven't put anything in it. But it is going to be chronicling whatever happened to him as well.
Oh, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Vaughn, if
getting
you're
to
reading this. I'm not gonna finish, but
No,
that line had me crying. Like, oh,
It's pretty cool, right?
I don't even know who wrote who in this thing. Just a whole bunch of things.
I would like to change the color. More color. There we go.
mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Let me see.
Hard writing, typing in action.
Woo!
No. Make it green.
Make it great.
Make it pink.
Blue.
One, a two, a three.
Oh, you can't see it until I save it, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Okay.
It is saved now.
All right.
I love it. My God, it literally just says "what the fuck." I love it. In green.
In green. One, a two, a three.
All right.
All right.
So now I'm not the only one writing in the book. Thank goodness.
Okay.
It was stressful. Like out of game, it was stressful because I had to like remember to type it up.
Yeah.
Or we'd lose it.
Yeah, the Book of Legacy is literally your way of remembering things of your notes that happens in the game. So,
A book of legacy. Dun dun.
all right, and if that's all,
Yeah, that's it. So now she can write in the book too, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
okay.
You just snap the book closed and go to bed.
Well, no, I'll leave it with you if you want to like read through it or whatever. That's fine.
Oh, I don't
Delight doesn't even know half the stuff that's in there. Like in game, Delight hasn't really opened it up.
Mm.
Mike is aware. Delight really doesn't know what's all in there.
Mm. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So,
I like your caps lock.
mm, all right. Let me switch over. Having a rough time. Wrong sheet.
It's a mood.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, you guys awake a little earlier than expected as Vaughn, did you stay at the temple?
I'm sure I went looking for them for a little bit, and then I just said screw it, and I went back to the temple.
I forgot that you did say
I
you
went
wanted
back
to
to
go
the temple.
for
I'll just meet them at the court tomorrow.
just run me an investigation check real quick. A little bit of retcon, a little bit.
Sure. Why not? DOS retcon. Let me see. Investigation, right?
Yep, investigation.
Yeah, no. I said screw it.
What was that?
I said screw it.
He rolled low then. All right.
I said screw it.
Okay. Where did Aaron go?
I'm still here. I'm messing with my camera. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Aaron is now Vaughn.
There we go.
All right. Vaughn, you awake to a soft knocking at your door.
I get up, straighten myself, and I'll go to the store. I'll open it up. See who it is.
You see another acolyte, just another younger man. You can see they're probably in his late teens, but he looks up at you with big brown eyes. Master Vaughn, I am your wake-up call for the trial today.
Oh, thank you.
Well. Also, Master Torin told me to give you a message.
Sure. What is this message?
You see that he's a little nervous about saying it, but he kind of just shrugs.
Come on, spit it out.
Right, sir. He said, please do not be late. And he looks out to the side.
Well, listen here, you little shit. I'm just kidding.
Roll me an insight check. Let
me see. Insight. Sure. 16.
Okay, you see that he is also withholding things.
Is that all he said?
No, sir. But I just don't feel comfortable repeating it.
It's fine. I'll make sure you don't go to the 9 hells.
Ha! He laughs for a bit and then kind of like, okay. He said, "Don't be, don't be late, or he will clobber you and make you wish for." He tried to chuckle for a bit and make you wish that Arathis has pity on you.
I just stare at him. I say, "Well, thank you for the message," and I close the door and I get myself ready. And I'm just muttering under my breath, and I'm like, I can't wait till I see him. Peace of my mind, blah 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 blah. And,
All right. Coriander.
mhm.
You awake. You awake to a soft knocking at your door.
I answer.
Okay. You see a young woman carrying a plate of fresh meats, bread, and grapes. Good morning, Sir
Uh,
Sage.
Good morning. Oh, thank you for the food.
It is my duty. And she comes in and sets the plate down. Here's your breakfast, and you have your meeting today as well.
Yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
There has already been fresh water applied to your bath, and please have a good day.
You too as well. Thank you.
She nods and walks out.
I begin eating and I just enjoy the fact that I get to just eat alone in comfort finally.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Lenora and Delight. Um.
Eat.
You guys wake up naturally. The sun is peering through your rooms. What would you like to do?
I guess get ready to go.
Okay.
Get ready. Does you know what? Delight will actually put on his formal regalia.
Okay.
He has formal wear.
He does, technically.
All right. You get dressed.
It's not
Wait,
much
I
different.
have some too.
What does your formal wear look like? What
I-
does your formal stuff look like?
Sorry. What were you gonna say, Ern?
I was gonna say I have the outfit that I wore on the date with Michelle.
Oh
you
yeah,
do, you
that's
do
right.
have that.
Delight's formal wear, it's fairly similar. Like, he does wear the duster with like the chainmail underneath most of the
Mhm.
time, but like there's actually a tabard that goes over top of it.
Okay.
So he'll throw the tabard on that has the symbol of Titania on it. And it's not super different. It's just a lot more like more, what's the term? There's more armor to it, but it's not like it's not really combat armor. It's more for show,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
if that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah. It's more decorative. Understandable.
Gauntlets, yeah, decorative pieces as opposed to, because he's like, if we're going to be, this is something important. This isn't just we're going out with the gals. We're going to
We're not just going out with the girls. Okay. All right.
And girls' night.
So you adorn your regalia. Uh, and as you guys finish dressing up, you guys enter down into the lobby of the inn, and you do see Nicole. Her hair is done up in a very in an intricate bun, and instead of wearing like her normal dresses, she is wearing a kind of a more formal black jacket with some tan breeches and thigh-high boots. She looks much more regal, but again, not in the very comfortable dresses that she usually wears. And you see her chatting with Idris, who had came back after his journey at the academy. And you see them talking until Nicole looks at you two. So, today's the big day.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
I'm okay as I can be.
And just kind of put an arm on her, like a hand on her shoulder, and just like not saying anything, just kind of like, I get it.
Okay. So, you guys make your way, each of you make your way to the Candlelight Sanctum where the trial will be had. And that is where we are going to just take a little break, a little bathroom break before we get into the intricacies of the trial for William Watson. But we'll be right back within like 5 or 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Before I have to kill an NPC.
Oh.
my god.
Alright. We will be back, guys. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us. So, we left off with our party on their way to the Candlelight Sanctum to begin the trial of William Watson. Everything was just like really loud for some reason. Okay. So. Oh, we lost Aaron.
Oh no. Oh, there we go.
She back.
That was weird.
It's all good. So, we are picking back up where our group is on their way to begin the trial of William Watson. You guys make your way out of the Mosaic Ward and up the steel stairs that leads through all the wards and back into the Candlelight Sanctum. You see Vaughn and Coriander outside waiting at the door. And also you see Guard Captain Gregor Alham. And he stands there in full regalia as he looks to all of you. All right. I'm glad that you are all able to make it. Before we begin this trial, though, before we even walk through the door, I want to thank you for your help and everything that you have done. And
Who did he say that to?
He says that to all of you.
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't think we're done yet.
No. You still have to give your
Until
own...
it needs to happen.
Yeah, you have to give your testimony to the court. But just thank you for all the work you have put into this.
Well, thank you for your help as well. You played some roles.
He looks to Nicole, who stands there, her eyes focused. And he says, Nicole, whatever happens, he just places a hand on her shoulder. She nods. Doesn't say anything, but nods. Well, let's get underway. And you guys are led through the Candlelight Sanctum, down halls and halls, until it gets a little quiet, where you stop at two doors. The doors open into a wide dome chamber. The walls are pristine marble that seems to illuminate from the stained glass windows, depicting a woman blindfolded while holding a scale. Vaughn, you know this depiction as Arathis, the goddess of civilization and the patron of Marvaria. At the far wall of the chamber, before the large window of Arathis, is a well-crafted throne of wood with engraved marble. And a little in front of this throne, and on both sides sits a table that has 4 elongated chairs at each. At the left table of the throne sits 3 figures. One is the elegant form of Representative Aurelius Torrin, in their robe adorned with a gold necklace, a gold neck piece. They sit with their hands folded in front of them as they speak with the dwarven female next to them. Bronze skin, long, thick raven coils extend past her broad shoulders and contrast with a similar white robe and a similar neck piece. Vaughn, roll me a history check.
Sure, will do. Starting 21.
21. Okay. You know that this woman is the council affairs representatives, Dorcas Ivana. The other attendee who sits next to Dorcas is the 7-foot tall man with coarse brown hair that is groomed back and cut at the nape. You can see the widow's peak that sticks out onto the tan forehead. Pointed ears with tufts of hair that resembles fur at the tips. He looks at all of you as you enter with amber eyes. I'm going to use the same roll that Vaughn, you had. This is Representative Mavis Tim, Religious Affairs. And at the other table sits only one other person. Vaughn, you know this to be Torrin. Can you describe Torrin for me?
Torrent is a 6'7", about 265 pound, wearing Azamar. Usually wears a full plate, but I'm not sure what he's wearing right now.
No,
He might
he
be
is wearing
uh,
regalia, full robe. But you do
mm,
see that he does have his gauntlets on.
he is a Azamar. However, I kind of left it up to you what kind of Azamar, like what race is he mixed up, whether it's human divine or half orc divine. I don't know.
No, he's looks to be
And
human.
mhm. uh, his eyes do glow in certain lights, and he is wielding, or he does have at his side a great sword, massive great sword. Not as big as like Guts anime great sword, but it's pretty big.
Okay. He is sitting there at the other table, and as you guys enter, his eyes look at all of you before it centers onto you, Vaughn, and a smirk appears on his mouth.
I would hiss if I was a snake.
As you guys enter, you do see that there are pews that are on each side of this dome that kind of sits around. And in front of the pews, you see another 2 tables. One, you see both of them are empty, but one to the left has as you walk up further, you do see that some of the chairs give off are metal plated, and you do see that they are nailed into the stone floor. Gregor leads you guys to the table on the right, and he sits at one. He sits at the table while you guys can sit in the pews behind.
anyone else feel uncomfortable?
I feel just at home. Is I'm like giving Torin a death glare, and you guys, I'm not hiding it. So it's like pretty
You
obvious
hate
that
your home?
just certain people that live in it.
Torin is just sitting there, just
I hate your home too.
smirking at you.
I'm not next to him, right? He's just
No, he's looking. He's just
across
looking
from me.
across at you. I just realized my camera was really dark.
Right. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, my camera's about to get dark too. It's getting
it's getting that time. Our Philly people know it's getting that time. But you do see the back door behind you open again, and you see a couple of other of the Morguard with a procession of William Watson, Lisa Rivers, Richard Brooke, and let me look at the name again. I had the names and then I instantly forgot.
You're valid.
Thank
that's
you.
on my other notebook.
I have it. I have too many sheets up.
Once we got the book of legacy, I stopped taking my physical.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Yes, Lisa Rivers, Richard Brooke, Angela Craven, and William Watson, all dressed to the best of their ability. They don't look mistreated or dirty or anything like that, but they are dressed. And you do see that there are bits of glowing metal around the wrist that almost look like bracelets. And they are proceeded past down the aisle of these pews and past you guys, where you see William kind of look to Nicole for a second before another guard guides him to the table at the left. Once they are settled in, 2 minutes go by before the doors open once more, and you look back to see who else is entering. Your eyes automatically go to the 4 men who begin to come. 2 first comes through, adorned in heavy plated armor, but you do see that above their shoulders you see bits of cloth of golden threads that are yarned into the armor. Each of them are carrying a glaive, an elegantly made glaive, where you see bits of gold. Anyone can roll me a perception check.
Sure. Let's do that. Perception. 24.
24?
11.
16.
Okay.
My computer's loading.
It's okay. What languages do Vaughn speak?
I speak all like the exotic languages basically. Let's see, celestial, infernal, and abyssal.
Okay. Damar, what
Yeah.
languages you speak?
I speak Common, Halfling, and Abyssal.
Okay. Delight, what do you speak?
I speak Common, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay. Lenora, you're still loading?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I speak Dwarven.
Okay. Let me just look at your sheet.
Common and Elven, probably, because you're half elf, right?
No.
Human, actually.
Human.
Or you're, I'm sorry. For whatever reason, I thought you were half elf.
No,
My B.
I do not see her languages.
not responding.
Okay. It's fine. I don't see languages, so you probably won't speak
It's on
this one.
it's on the other the D&D Beyond website, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
But
think
for those who speak Celestial,
I don't think I do that.
No.
and actually Celestial and Abyssal, actually. Celestial and Abyssal. You see that the glades are inscribed with both writing of Celestial and Abyssal. You kind of pair a little closer, and you do notice that it reads, "Walk in shadow to protect the light."
Would I know who these people are?
Roll me a history check with advantage because you live here for quite some time.
22.
22. Okay. You know these guards are known as the Sentry. They are literally the royal guard and and also main protectors of the crown and also Moira. They're also the military. These are the Sentry. The Sentry are the strongest warriors that Morvaria has to offer. And their duties usually reside with protecting the crown, protecting the emperor and the empress, and also specific missions that demands the military. But that you see 4 of them. 2 first stands at the door, while 2 others walk beside one figure. You see a 6'3" man adorned in a burgundy jerkin, black breeches, and elegantly made boots. He strides to the throne, his walk showing signs of his regal bearing. Very dark black wavy hair where few strands whimsically falls over dark eyebrows. As he sits down upon the throne, you see an iron chain with a glowing orb sits around his neck. His bright brown eyes look over everyone in the room, signaling each of you out. Even though these eyes are bright and full of life, you feel a little unnerved under this man's gaze. And as he sits down, his left hand, which is a mechanism of iron, extends to signal the beginning of court. And his voice sounds out. A smooth liquid sounding voice that seems to reverberate in this chamber. Well then, I guess today is the day that we will sit trial for William Watson, Angela Craven, Lisa Rivers, and Richard Brooke for their crimes against Deadwood. I'm just hearing things going bump. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, I was like, Aaron just showed us all. She's Richard Connor.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And
Yeah, I finally figured out how to update. Sorry.
it's all good. And he looks at all of you, and his eyes kind of narrow in on William and his friends. Corruption of power does not sit very well with me, Mr. Watson. But according to our laws, we must hold trial where you can defend your case. Oh, the light disappeared.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
It's all good. And at this moment, Representative Aurelius stands and they bow before the Emperor, who you know this to be Emperor Nicholas Duvant.
Nicholas Dufont. I imagine we all have to do a bow, right?
Yeah, you all, as representative stands, everyone else stands as well and do a small bow.
I do my bow.
Mhm.
Nicholas, the Emperor Nicholas, looks over to Aurelius. Well, let's begin. Aurelius nods and says, "My Emperor, my council, we are here today to bear witness to the crimes of William Watson, Lisa Rivers, Angela Craven, and Richard Brooke for their corruption of power within Deadwood that had resulted in the threat of..." And William kind of speaks up again. "I did not mean to put the lives of my citizens in danger. But I did love Victoria. And I was afraid that I would lose the love of my daughter. And if Moira wanted to seek revenge against me, I was also afraid that she would do harm to Nicole. I've done what I've done out of love and worry. And yes, selfish gain. And he sits down. Then Angela Craven stands. Your Holiness, I regret my own stake in this. However, I was not the one that kidnapped Victoria Wright. I had my part in it because of financial gain. This man, William Watson, paid me to help keep it quiet. Yes, I accepted the bribe, but I did not physically harm or endangered anyone of consequence. And at that moment, when she says that, the Emperor speaks up. Of consequence. So the children of Deadwood was of no consequence? Is that what you're saying, Miss Craven? No, Your Highness. But I should not take the full brunt of his consequences. And you see Nicholas kind of cross his legs and sits back in the throne. And he just gives her a nod. And she sits back down. Richard doesn't say anything. He just stays completely quiet. Lisa, however, stands up. Lisa Rivers stands up. Her eyes travel over the people beside her before settling on the Emperor. Your Highness, I do not deny the charges that are set against me. I've indeed played a part in this tragedy, and my greatest crime is betraying a friend in need. Moira did come to me and spoke of what the mayor did. She asked me for help, and I didn't. When Miss Craven came to me, she offered money for my silence. If I didn't take the offer, I feared that I would be dragged down alongside Moira. And I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I did take the money, and I helped Miss Craven besmirch my friend. I abandoned her when she needed me. Lisa's eyes fall to her feet, and as you all are watching her, you see her shoulders tremble. I won't beg for mercy, because there be no peace for me. It's quiet for a few seconds before Lisa sits back down. The Emperor watches her with an intense gaze. He then looks over to where you all are sitting, and his gaze softens as it lingers on Nicole. Lady Watson, he calls, and Nicole focuses on him. You are of the blood of the accused and the victim. You may speak if you wish. Nicole looks to you, Delight, and gives your hand a soft squeeze before standing. Her body straightens, her shoulders strong. Her hands fold in front of her, and she gives the Emperor her full attention. It's as you say, Your Highness. I am my mother's child, and possibly a child unwanted. However, I never got that feeling from my mother. As I look back on the time I spent with her, she never once made me feel unwanted. She loved me dearly. The time we spent together was filled with care and sweetness. When I think both of my parents, my mother never showed hatred or resentment towards my father. Well, in front of me anyway. But I do know my father loved my mother. Maybe too much so. And when she had taken her life, it was like something broke inside of him. She was his everything. Your Highness, my father was a good father, despite everything. But again, I am my mother's daughter and Moira Wright's granddaughter. To deny or ignore what he did would be a shame to them both. She bows her head in confusion and in conclusion and sits back down. Delight, you see her hands tremble in her lap. Emperor Nicholas sits back in his throne. Sir Torin, does everyone speak the truth? Torin nods. Yes, Your Highness. The Emperor's mechanical fingers tap gently against the arm of the throne. His eyes focus on the three accused. My counsel, what is your verdict? He speaks without looking at the people beside him. Representative Aurelius stands. Guilty. Then Representative Dorcas, her burly voice answers. Guilty. Guilty, Representative Tim says. Then the Emperor raises his head. Then, by the full power of the law, I hereby sentence the accused for the aid in the defamation of character and the acceptance of bribes. Lisa Rivers is hereby sentenced for 3 months in prison and 2 years of community service. For the defamation of character, bribery, and slander, Lady Angela Craven and Lord Richard Brooks are sentenced for 8 years of prison. His eyes go over to William Watson, and he leans forward. And for the kidnapping of Victoria Wright, defamation and emotional turmoil of Moira Wright, corruption and abuse of governmental power, and aiding in the grief amongst the masses of Deadwood, William Watson shall serve 18 years in prison, stripped of noble title, and 10% of assets shall be distributed amongst the people of Deadwood for reparations. There's a silence in the courtroom. And with a wave of his hand, the guards grabbed hold of the accused, and the metal around the wrist glow before it expands, forming shackles. The three are then led out of the chamber. But before William is led out, however, he stops just at the door and looks back at Nicole. He mouths, "I love you," before he is escorted out of the chamber. Nicole plops down onto the seats, silent. After a few heartbeats, everyone then stands and bows as the Emperor steps down from his throne and heads out as well. As you all look at each other and let out a sigh of relief, knowing that justice was done, you, the Hallowed, has finally put an end to the case of Moira Wright. And that is where we will pick up for next episode. And as you can see, guys, just because I don't want y'all to think y'all went crazy, there was some technical difficulties earlier when I had filmed this, and this is edited in post to give you guys the full ending of what happened. But you're not crazy. This is a different Lady Mayhem. This is different Sierra. But again, please check out Little Dragon Corp on Twitter. Please support them during this year, and also please check out our other shows on Proficiency Bonus. And we'll see you next episode. Fare thee well.